Good day, and thank you for tuning in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. For all of our new listeners and viewers who are tuning in for the very first time, I'm Pastor Pope, and thank you for allowing us to come into your listening and viewing environment. We are here with you every Monday through Friday from 12:30 p.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, broadcasting live from the FijiWater.com sponsored studio, where you can discuss careers, finances, entrepreneurship. You can discuss marriage, divorce, raising children, blending families. You can discuss dating and relationships. Whatever's in your heart, whatever's on your mind, God is concerned about that which concerns you. And that is the reason that we are here with you in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast, which is brought to you daily by Fiji Water, Earth's finest water. You may already know that Fiji water comes from Fiji. However, did you know that it is created by nature, it is untouched by man? It starts as a tropical rainfall which slowly filters through layers of volcanic rock, where the water collects in a natural, sustainable artesian aquifer, where it is bottled right at the source, free from human contact until you unscrew the blue cap. Fiji Water, Earth's finest water, will be delivered right to your front door when you subscribe for delivery. And you will save money at FijiWater.com. This is not just ordinary water. This is Earth's finest water at FijiWater.com. And for those of you who continue giving on the Give segment of our app at New Life-Delaware, and those of you that have made a weekly or monthly commitment to support the broadcast by giving on the contribution pages of our websites at NewLifeMinistriesInternational.com and NewLifeInternationalCDC.com, we thank all of you for your support and for your commitment as we fulfill our commitment to God to be here for you in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. And I don't want to leave out those who use the QR code or the link provided on Facebook or YouTube, because of course we are Facebook Live every day. We are YouTube Live at Daily Divine Direction. So we thank all of you for your continued support and for your commitment. We are going to fulfill our commitment to God and to you. You've asked for it, you're getting it. We are going to be going to a 1-hour broadcast from 12 p.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Monday through Friday. So I want to remind everyone we're in the midst of our monthly FijiWater.com sponsor promo. Go to our internet radio station, WKAPFaith.com. Again, WKAP, not WKRP, WKAP Faith.com. We play music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You will go there every day. We want you to stay connected throughout the day, all day, every day. But at 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time or 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the first 3 songs you hear, list those 3 songs, text them along with your name and your email address to the T-Mobile caller text line at 267-992-1424. One of our listeners and viewers will be selected to receive a case, to win and receive a case of Fiji Water from FijiWater.com. Go to our internet radio station, WKAPFaith.com. The first 3 songs you hear at 12 p.m. or 6 p.m. List them along with your name and your email address. Text them to the T-Mobile caller text line at 267-992-1424. I'm going to address a communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that you feel stuck in your business. You said you're not certain how to move things forward, and it is causing you a significant amount of stress. Okay, first of all, let me walk you through this, because there are going to be ebbs and flows in business. That's one of the reasons you hear me often say to people, you have to have the right state of mind to go into business. You have to have the right personality to go into business. And you have to have the right temperament, the right temperament to go into business. Because there are going to be ebbs and flows. It doesn't mean you're stuck. It just means that there are going to be moments that are not going to be as filled with business as there are at other times. You have ebbs and you have flows. So you have to realize that you may just be going through one of the ebbs at this moment where things are not moving very fast. There will be flows where things are just flowing through your pipeline rapidly, but you've got to be patient. That's what I mean when I say you have to have the right temperament. You got to be patient, and you've got to keep working, and don't allow it to cause you stress. Now, having said that, the next thing you have to do is ask yourself, what can you do differently? I'm not suggesting blow up the whole business model. I'm just suggesting, what can you do differently? You know, I was thinking about something this morning, not only thinking about it, but I was praying about it. And I realized I've heard from several people, and I hear this from time to time from people who are in business, but sometimes you have a business model that has more than one component to it. And that's your situation. You have the opportunity to have more than one component. You're only using the one component. So you've got to make certain that you're using every component of your business, potential component of your business, to maximize your business at all times. Maximize your investment at all times. The investment in your business, the investment of your capital, the investment of your time. So you've got to ask yourself, what can you do differently? Because I've seen this a couple of times. You are in business, you are a older millennial, but you're still a millennial, and you're right on the crust of that other generation, and I can't think of the title for that generation, but you are doing things based on the new trends in business. Now, you have another component that's available to you that you're not exploring because you feel like, well, this is where I am in business. But the reality is, you've got to look at every possible component and use them to maximize the return on your investment. So one of the things I said to someone recently, and I was praying about this, I was prayerful about this, is that you can't just let the modern day trends define your business. Because much of what has been done in business previously has been successful. So you can take that component, take the modern trend of business, and maybe the future trends of business, and explore every possibility, every opportunity to maximize your revenue. That's how you've got to be thinking at all times. What can you do differently? But you're not going to blow up everything you've already established. You're just going to look at what else you can do, what other components of your business you can explore to maximize your revenue, to maximize your return on your investment, to maximize your time, your effort. All of that's going to be important to you. So you don't want to get stuck in just watching the ebbs and flows, and that's really where you're stuck. Your business is not stuck. There's going to be ebbs and flows in business. You're just going through one of your ebbs. The flows will come again, but you also have to keep working and not get stuck in, well, things aren't moving as rapidly in my business as I would like to see them move. You've got to keep walking by faith, keep believing, keep walking by faith, keep working by faith, and keep believing God that He'll do the rest. He'll do exceeding abundantly above all you can ask or think. Ask yourself those specific questions. What can you do differently without blowing up the entire business? Because your business is sound. You've been in business a long time. You know, it's not like you're a startup. It's not like you've only been in business. You opened a restaurant and you only been in business for 6 months. That's not where you are. There are ebbs and flows. When it's flowing, you've got to keep moving forward. When there's ebbs, you've got to look at what can I do differently to explore other potential components of my business that will allow me to maximize my revenue, maximize my effort, all of that's got to be taken into consideration when you're running a business. The Bible says it's the little foxes that spoil the whole vine. In business, you have to pay attention to details, but you can't get stuck on details. And what I mean by that is you have to address the details as they appear, but you don't want to get stuck on the details so adamantly stuck on the detail that you can't keep moving forward. And particularly when you're in an ebb period, when you're in a period of the ebbs and flows, the one thing you don't want to do is get stuck on little minor details. And people do that. That's why I say you have to have the right state of mind to be in business. You have to have the right personality to be in business. You have to have the right temperament to be in business, because people will get stuck on the details because they're not certain what to do next. You've got to look at every possible component in business that will allow you to maximize every aspect of your business. That's how you're going to get out of your ebb and back into your flows. But then you have to trust God and be patient and believe that things will continue moving forward. That's what you have to do when you're an entrepreneur and you're a business owner. That's what you've got to do. And that's why it's really important to remember those three things. If you feel that you're losing your mind, you've got to get right in the back. You've got to get right back into the right state of mind. If you feel that you're not being patient, you've got to sit down and be still and know that He's God. Be still and just say, okay, I'm patient. I'm going to keep working, and I know this too shall pass. And you've got to have the right temperament. You can't allow it. And so when you said it's causing you a significant amount of stress, you cannot allow it or anyone else to cause you additional stress when you're trying to do the very best that you can do to maximize the success of your business. This segment of the broadcast has been brought to you by T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. If you are not currently a T-Mobile customer, you may call or text on the T-Mobile call or text line at 267-992-1424. We will place you into our queue so that you may become a T-Mobile customer and experience America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. Taxes and fees included in your bill. And if you auto pay by attaching a credit card to your account, you will receive a discount on your monthly bill. The T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers. However, before I do that, this segment of the broadcast is going to be brought to you by Nike Golf. If you are someone who enjoys the game of golf or would desire to pursue the game of golf, go to nike.com/golf, or in the search bar on nike.com, type in the word golf. You will see everything that Nike has to offer for you to participate in the game of golf. And if you are just in the market for athletic equipment or gear, if you're interested in enhancing your health and wellness, go to nike.com. They have everything that you could possibly need to enhance your health and wellness. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that your husband has, difficulty, you said, maintaining relationships. You said he finds it difficult to maintain relationships with people that are not living at the same, that are living at the same level you live personally and professionally. So you said he prefers familiar, so he goes back to the people he's always been around because it's comfortable for him, it's familiar to him. You know, that is a problem for many people. When you get to a certain point in your personal life and your professional life, when you get to a certain level, you find it difficult to really engage people who are living in the same environment you live in, at the same level you're living at. They have the same type of careers that you have, or, you know, we'd rather go back to the people that we spend all our lives with because it's comfortable. You know, you're in your comfort zone because you don't want them to feel that you're any better than they are. At the same time, they look up to you. But when you get to a certain level and everybody's on the same level you're on, and you're in the same environment that other people who are living life at the level you're living personally and professionally, you just become just like them. You're someone who has achieved a level of success. You've excelled, and sometimes people find it difficult because now they're a little uncomfortable because more is expected of you. There's more responsibility that comes with that. You can't live the way you've always lived. You know, it's comfortable being around people who you've known all your life, or in your husband's case, that he's known all his life. He'd rather hang out with his boys from, you know, the neighborhood than to spend time with people who are at a different level in life, the level that he's on now. You've been blessed. That's what you got to recognize. You've been blessed. Doesn't make you any better than anyone else. Doesn't make him feel better than anyone else. It just means he's at a different level now. And he's got to embrace that. He's got to embrace that in this sense. He has to be able to function around those people. He has to be able to maintain cordial relationships with them. I'm not suggesting that he has to invite them over for dinner every month. I'm not suggesting that you all have to hang out with them on a regular basis. What I am suggesting is there are going to be times when you may have dinner together. There's going to be times when you may go to an event together. There may, charitable event together. There may be some time that you go to a sporting event together. Those are relationships that he's going to have to learn to develop and maintain, because now that's the environment he's in. Can't shy away from it. Can't just always hang and listen to what I'm going to say. It's nice when you can spend time with family or friends who you've known. It's nice to do that from time to time. But that can't be the focus now, because he's at a different level. He's grown. He's achieved a different level, and he's got to learn to function at that level now, because God's taking him from faith to faith. He's going to the next level. You've got to be able to look. This is for all of our listeners and viewers. It is okay to have a different experience, a growth experience. It's okay to experience something much different. The problem is that often we want to be the center of attention. And so we would rather hang out with people who are not performing at the same level we're performing because we can be the center of attention. That's the first thing. The second thing is sometimes we just are so comfortable where we are that we don't realize God wants us to go much higher. So we would prefer to hang out with chickens, turkeys, anybody who doesn't fly, than to spend time in the presence of those who soar. Because when you soar, you have to go to a higher level. And that's uncomfortable for a lot of people. But the reality is, your husband is going to now realize that he's grown and he's been elevated to another level. He's got to walk in that. And it's okay. I mean, listen, some of those relationships, those relationships at a new level will not be able to be maintained because they're on their own agenda. But, however, some of them will be, because he'll start to find that there are people who have in common the same interest that he has in common. You know, and it's particularly difficult when we are of a different culture of the mainstream. When we're a different culture of the mainstream, we have to think more strategically about what the mainstream is doing. And when he gets comfortable doing that, he'll find that he can maintain some of those relationships. They'll be good relationships, but he'll be able to maintain them because God is calling them to another level. And whether you like it or not, God's going to take you where he wants you to go. Not just you, but you also your husband. Because it's him that you're concerned about right now. Just pray. Don't worry. Everything will be all right. This segment of the broadcast is brought to you by Comcast Business. We all need to be more effective and efficient in business. Comcast Business will give you the opportunity to do just that. Call Eunice at Comcast Business at 603-222-7706. Your code is Pastor Pope. And with a qualifying gig bundle, you will receive an $800 prepaid Visa gift card at Comcast Business. Call Eunice at 603-222-7706. Your code is Pastor Pope. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers. However, before I do that, this segment of the broadcast is going to be brought to you by PorscheAmerica.com. If you're in the market for a high-performance automobile, one of the finest high-performance automobiles ever manufactured, go to PorscheAmerica.com. You will have the opportunity to virtually build out the Porsche you desire to own. And I got a little ahead of myself, but if you're in our area, simply go to PorscheDelaware.com. You will ask to speak to Mike Didio, who is the general manager of PorscheDelaware.com. He will have someone assist you in selecting the Porsche you desire to own. And if you currently own a Porsche in our area and you are just in need of service, go to PorscheDelaware.com. Ask to speak to Mike Adams, who is the service manager of PorscheDelaware.com. He will have someone schedule an appointment for you. They will pick up your vehicle at your home or office and return your vehicle to you when your service has been completed. They will provide you with a loaner car while your service is being completed at PorscheDelaware.com. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that your husbands seem to be a problem today. It's a little bit of a theme for him, but your husband goes to do everything at his mother's home so that she does not have to spend money to have things done. However, he only takes care of the items at home, in your home, you said, when it becomes urgent. You want to know, how do you get him to pay more attention to the things that need to be done at home? So let me address this, because there's a couple of things going on here. First, you've got to understand what you perceive to be urgent may not perceive to be urgent to your husband. He may not see everything as hair on fire as you do at every moment. Now, he's blessed to have his mother still living, still among the land of the living, and he's trying to help her reduce some of her cost of ownership. Now, having said that, he has a home also. You and he have your home together. He's going to take care of what needs to be taken care of at home. You don't want you really don't want his mother to become codependent on him by everything that needs to be done, her calling him. Now, he may have to pull back just a bit in some things because it's wearing him out. You know, he's taking care of 2 households, basically. He's just not paying the expenses for it, for all of it. But he's really taking care of 2 households, and it's wearing him out. You don't know that, but it is. He doesn't complain about it, because men, we don't often complain as much as women. But having said that, it is wearing him out. He's going to get into a rhythm where he can still help his mother. She's living. He wants to make sure she's taken care of. That's fine and well, but he's going to get into a rhythm where he understands that some of the things she calls about maybe are not that significant, that she can, make a call, or he can make a call and have someone come and service what he can't service. But the problem is, right now, he immediately goes over, wants to solve the problem. Because as men, we tend to want to get problems resolved, but we want to get them resolved one at a time. That's just the way we're wired. He'll get into a rhythm where he doesn't feel the necessity to run for every call she makes. However, he's still going to take care of things at home in that rhythm when the time comes, as opposed to, you're probably going to think everything is urgent. Some things there has to be a process for. And I think when you get a better understanding of that, you'll work together better as a team. Until his mother goes home to be with the Lord, I'm not rushing her, but until she goes home to be with the Lord, he can still take some of the responsibility that he wants to take and allow her to take some of the responsibility that she's going to take. She's older now. At some point, some dynamics may change anyway. And I know, I get it. You said in your communication, his siblings, and they're females. So they're not going to be able to do all of what he's going to be able to do. They'll figure it out. But this is all new. This is all new for him, this year, basically, for him to be going back and forth. I know, a little bit of that started during the pandemic, and that's okay. It's all part of the dynamics of life. Don't let this stress you out. And don't feel that he's ignoring everything at home. Just make a list, keep him on track, he'll get to the list. Some of the things aren't as urgent as you think they are, and he'll get to them. What you want is peace, not conflict. Stay in your peace. And everybody stay in their lane. And you will find that it will be well with your soul. 3D, today's Daily Divine Direction broadcast has been brought to you by Fiji Water, a Taste of Paradise will be delivered right to your front door when you subscribe for delivery, and you will save money at FijiWater.com. This is not just ordinary water. This is Earth's finest water at FijiWater.com. May God bless you today. May God keep his face turned towards you. May God give you peace that surpasses all understanding. Have a great day today. Remember, we're in the midst of our FijiWater.com sponsored promo. Go to our internet radio station, WKAPFaith.com. The first 3 songs you hear at 12 p.m. noon or at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. List those 3 songs, text them along with your name and your email address to the T-Mobile caller text line at 267-9